Hey everyone, how you doing? Sorry, am I live? Am I live? Sorry, I'm not myself today. I'm feeling a little bit all over the place this morning. I've not been very productive this morning. I've not got done half of what I wanted to get done today. I've been all over the place this morning. It's not because I haven't been able to focus. It's just I've just been a bit mixed up with what I was working on today. But anyway, hey, I'm live now. Today, I'm not sure how many people are going to be joining in, mainly because we've got the UK budget report coming out. So that's always going to be of interest to UK small businesses and people generally. But I hope you're all okay. I've been trying to just think a little bit about some of the videos I'm putting out there, because some people have said to me that they feel like I haven't put out enough Elemental or Bricks videos, but I think they probably don't fully appreciate that I'm kind of juggling between the super course and videos and obviously work, but also I'm having to I can't focus on really big in-depth tutorial videos at the moment because I just don't have that capacity. But I am hoping that in about 3 weeks' time, I'll be back onto producing longer, bigger videos like, building out a fresh Elemental website from start to finish in terms of settings, plugins, how I like to build responsively and all of that. I'll be addressing that. Hey, Big Kahuna and obviously Bricks. A lot of people are saying to me, do more ACF videos, advanced custom fields. And I'm a little bit like, where do you want to go with the advanced custom field videos? Because I feel like there's a lot of videos and content out there already. So I've put out a question to the YouTube community where if you would like to see me doing more ACF videos, please do let me know. Hey, Stacy, how are you doing? How are you? Please don't forget to complete the survey if you've not already done it, because that survey is... At the moment, we've got 97 people have currently completed the survey, right? 97. 97 is quite a small number. I was hoping we'd hit like 1,000. There's only about 2 days left before it closes. Just over 2 days. Literally 2 days and a bit. Like 2 days and 23 minutes, depending on whenever you watch this. If you know anyone or you're part of any forums for web design, it doesn't have to be WordPress, it doesn't have to be Wix, Squarespace, it doesn't have to be Webflow, it doesn't have to be specifically niche down. It can be anyone that works in web design. And I would love to have more and more people actually jumping in to view that. So if you know anyone who would like to join in, who you think is basically, they're happy to kind of share their values and stuff like that, please do get them to jump in. Because look, it's 2 hours. Oh, sorry, it's not 2 days and 1 hour. Oh, maybe it is. Maybe I set it to be 1 p.m. Right. So it's 2 days, 1 hour and 21 minutes now left until that survey closes down. We have had 97 responses so far. I would love to just see a lot more, because I feel like the results I produce are going to be important, I think, and it gives you a rough view of what people are charging depending on different referral methods. But it'd be much richer if we had a range. So like there was someone on there from Costa Rica, one person. So the value I give is only going to be as rich as one person. There was someone on there from another country that, I have to be honest, I'd never heard of. I was like, what's that? Never heard of that. Maybe I need to study the Olympics a bit more. Again, just one person. And their range of value, high or low, it's not very representative, is it? So if you have friends or family or people you know, please, 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 please do let them know about the survey and get them to complete it from a web design point of view. And they don't have to be just WordPress. I've really got to stress that out. don't care about what system or CMS they use, as long as they are designing websites. We want to get their information online. We want to hear about it. How are you all doing? It's Wednesday. I have been doing pretty well, as I've stated before, with the super course. But this morning was a little bit weird. In fact, someone did send me a question going, could I explain what is a repeater field? So ACF repeater field. And I thought about doing a video, but then I thought it's going to be a bit pointless unless I do a video where I actually show you an example. Now, I don't have ACF Pro. You can use dynamic content, dynamic OO as well, but if you don't want to fork out for Dynamic Who or ACF Pro, I felt like I'm going to be alienating a bit of my audience. Let me break down. What is the ACF repeater field? When you have advanced custom fields, actually let's go down back a step. You might have a post type for restaurants, right? Inside of there, you might have an advanced custom field called menu. Restaurant name. No. Let me write it down again. The post will be the restaurant. Inside of there, you'll have a custom field called menu item, let's just say. What if you've got 10 menu items? Waffles, fish and chips, lasagna and mashed potato. You know, you got pizza. You got lots of different items. Per item, you might have additional fields. So let's say I got fish and chips. An additional field might be how many people does it serve? How many calories are there? How long does it take to make? Now, that field, right, those fields, how many calories, what are the ingredients? Hey, Brian, how many calories, how many ingredients, etc. They are not custom fields. Your custom field is the menu item, right? So the menu item, and you're going to then pick fish and chips. The next load of items are the repeater fields. And I am thinking about doing a video to clarify that, because I do think that it gets very, very confusing with how people explain it. And a lot of videos on YouTube don't actually really go, in my opinion, in detail about defining the difference between a custom field and a repeater field. And what they tend to do is more focus on the tool. So they might be using ACF Pro or MetaBox or something else. And they focus more on, well, here's where you click and pick. But what they don't cover is the logic. So can I just ask everyone that's watching right now, and please don't forget to hit like, and please don't forget to complete this survey if you haven't done it already. Do you think it's going to be beneficial if I did a video explaining the difference between a custom field and a repeater field? I'm not going to be using a plugin or a tool to go, here's what you pick and click, but it's trying to get across the concept. Because I personally, a long time ago, when I first heard of repeater fields, I remember thinking, what are they talking about? This does not compute in my head. What are we talking about? Hey, John. Hey, Brian. I did say hi, Brian, didn't I? Hey, John. So do you think I've got a bit of a runny nose here, a wet nose there. Do you think it would be, hey, Michael, you seem to be letting me know about every day at the moment what's going on. Happy hump day. So do you think it would be, hey, Oscar, how are you? Do you think it would be useful if I did a quick video at some point very soon where I clarify what is the difference between a custom field and a repeater field? Hi, Dylan. Help me. I've looked all over the internet, can't find an answer to this. I hope you can help me. I want to know the best rule for naming the subfields of ACF repeater. Funnily enough, I was talking about repeaters. I want to name my parent-child fields, but the ACF, they advise don't repeat names in repeat. Yeah, you shouldn't really repeat them. And I would actually say, what do you use, Michael? Is it that you just don't use custom fields, or do you use something else? So Heidelum, give me an example of your parent field and what your child is, because I get what ACF are saying, but can you give me a real example? So give me an example of what you do. Do you do it manually, Michael? Do you code it in with like hardcore code kind of thing? A repeater from Uranus. That's called diarrhea, John. That's called diarrhea. So Heidelum, can you give us an example of what you're referring to there? So let's pretend your custom field was menu item. You wouldn't have a repeater field called menu item. You'd have ingredients, right? Or calories, or servings, or how long does it take to make. So Heidelum, thanks for your question, and thanks for joining us, and I hope you hit like as well. But can you give me an example of what would be the field? What would be the parent, and what would be the child or the repeater? The child is the repeater, okay? So give me an example of what you're thinking of. If you don't give me an example in the next 30 seconds, I stop talking about it. Do you know, to be honest though, Michael, and I want to address this now with Michael, I'm with you. I can tell you now, Michael, 99% of nearly all of my clients I've ever had in my lifetime have never needed a custom field. They've never needed it. I have a minority that need custom fields because they're doing something very particular with a directory website or posts. Very rarely do I ever have it with WooCommerce. Very rarely, and even about 1%. In fact, unless your niche is custom field websites, what would you say is the percentage of all the websites you've ever built where you've had to use ACF? I'd love to know this. What's the percentage? So for me, it's 1%. For Michael, it's probably going to be 1% as well. No, absolutely, Pixar. And I feel like ACF, you can use it for lots of other purposes. I mean, in a weird way, the My Listing theme is using a lot of custom fields, but I'm not having to manually build it because it comes as part of the theme. So anyway, back to Heidelum. Your time is running out, okay? You've asked a question, but you're just not there to provide the answers. Now, I do want to address something, though, about the Web Squadron Facebook group, okay? I'm just going to pop it on and get it on over here. So I hope a lot of you, if you're not already, you are part of the Web Squadron Facebook group. I'm just going to copy and we're going to stick it in over here. Right. There we go. Hey, Raja. The Web Squadron. Exactly, Pickstar. Yeah, you could use it there as well. So anyway, back to the Web Squadron Facebook group. I have, I've got some, Oscar, you just wanted to join. There you go. I've allowed you in. Oscar's in as well, okay? There was someone who was part of this group who was posting quite a lot since they joined 2 months ago. And since they joined 2 months ago, I have had 4 people have an issue with something they posted, or it was something within their reply where sometimes they were borderline offensive. Borderline. And I have, in the last 3 weeks, removed 9 of their posts where I felt like they were spamming a little bit, or they were kind of being a little bit controversial, just a tiny bit controversial about their view. I've now removed them. I'm not going to name the name, but it is someone who is on the Web Squadron Facebook group, and I've removed them because I did put a warning out last week as well, and I have told them as well, stop using expletives in the group. Do not call anyone a dumbass in the group. Do not question someone in the group where you make them feel inferior to you because you know better. Don't go on posting stuff where you're just directing people to your website for no good reason. And I got to a point where, to be honest, Pixar the thing is, Pixar, what it was, is for me, it was personal controversy. So what they were doing was, someone would post something like a question, and then they would reply back with, "Why are you doing that? You're such a dumbass." And then sometimes they would then go a step further and go like, "You don't know what you're talking about." And they started to go, for me, it was like, it reminds me of other Facebook groups out there where some people attack people. And one of the things about the Web Squadron group is that if you are completely like doing something blatantly wrong, we will call you out. But at the same time, what you don't do is like, you don't make people who are new to web designing or whatever feel like here. Because I always remember about how did I feel when I first started working in the NHS, and I was made to feel really, really stupid when I didn't understand something. And you become afraid to ask a question, right? And when I used to manage, I assumed my staff knew nothing, and I would make sure they understood. I didn't use acronyms. You know what I used to hate is when you're in a meeting and someone would go, "Yeah, the LPF SUS should sort it out," and everyone's nodding their head. No, it's not Pixar. It's not Pixar. It's not Pixar. It ain't Pixar, right? But I would always ensure. Back to the point. Someone in a meeting might say the LPF SUS, that will sort it out. Yeah, that will do it. And everyone in the room is like nodding their head, and I'd be sat there going, "What are they talking about? What are they talking about?" But you're afraid to say, "What are you talking about?" Because you don't want to appear to be like stupid. But that's what I found this person. So in the end, I just kicked them out. The thing is, though, Raja, it depends, though. I mean, when you say you're promoting yourself, though, Raja, how would you promote yourself? So if, for instance, there's a question, right, and the answer to your question is on a YouTube video that you created for that, and it helps the answer, then that's fine. That's okay if it's in relation to the question. If, however, you're doing it to promote yourself, so you answer and you go, "Oh yeah, come and use me to design your website," that's different. Because then I would say that you're using the Web Squadron platform for your own benefit. So I would say you got to be careful of that. Yeah, I know, Uranus. I know. But yeah, so one of the things that, I used to get a lot of criticism when I managed as well. Other managers used to say to me, "You're helping your team out too much. You're helping your team out, and now they expect the same level of help from other managers." And I would say, but you as a manager should be doing that. You should not be giving someone a question to answer without guiding them. Because a lot of managers, they have a superiority complex in the NHS. I'll tell you now, I'm saying it out loud now. They have a superiority complex. And I just saw what Michael D said. So what they do is, they like to give staff a question knowing they're going to struggle because they want the staff member to come back and ask for help so they can be seen to be giving help. There were a lot of them that did this, and they used to admit to it behind the scenes. They have a superior, they want to feel needed. Whereas I would rather know that I guided you, gave you ideas for what you might want to think of doing and how to approach it. Now go away and run with it and deliver and make me and yourself proud of what you go and do and deliver. Be good about it. Because there's nothing worse for me. It's a bit like clients, right? It's going to be a bit like client work. You agree to do something for your client, but you don't know how to do it. You said you were going to make their WooCommerce website. You were going to make everything happen on one page. There's no cart page, there's no checkout. You're going to do everything on one page. Exactly, Brian, validation of their existence. You're going to do the whole website on one page. There's no separate cart page, no separate checkout, everything on one page, but with WooCommerce. But you don't know how to. You're going to be sat there going, oh my God, how do I do this? And I hate it when I have stuff like that. I never want staff to feel lost because you don't know their frame of mind. You don't know what's going on at home or in their life. You don't know if they've got, bits of depression or anxiety. You just don't know. No, don't worry. Hey, Pez, how are you doing? They stapled a dictionary page. Wow. Controversial. No, that's not controversial, to be honest, at all. No, so anyway, I have been a bit strict on the group, and if I notice that anyone... Hey, Gene. If I... yes, Rajat, the survey will be... To be honest, though, Rajat, the survey is very, very simple, okay? All it is about is for the country, okay, where you're based on different referral methods, what is the rough price that you're charging or getting? And that's it. I don't want to go to detail about, are you full-time, part-time? I don't want to, go too in-depth kind of... and so basically the results will come out for this survey. If I remind you all, this survey, please do complete it if you haven't already. And can I really stress out, if you know other friends or family or you're part of other forums, please share the survey. We've only got about 97 people, or 97 earlier, I don't know what it is now, that had completed it, which is quite a low number, if I'm honest. I wanted to get a lot more. So if you're part of any website forums, please do share it, as long as you're allowed to share as well, by the way, okay? Don't share it if you're not allowed to share. I don't care if it's WordPress, Wix, Squarespace, Webflow, Laravel, Magento. I don't really care where it is. All it is, all I want is to try and get a broad coverage. It doesn't matter if you're using Breakdance, Gutenberg, Wix, does not matter. That is slightly... I don't want to say irrelevant, but that is slightly like a moot point about the page builder you're using. Now, then you go into another level, because obviously some forms of technology would cost more because you're doing a hard-coded way. Obviously, it takes longer. But I want to get a really good ballpark feeling for around the world. What are we getting? And the values are going to be benchmarked. Shall I show you how I'm going to be benchmarking? So when it comes to... in fact, I'll open it up and show you in a moment. Who here's had a bad week? I know. Oh dear, Brian. Expletives alert, right? I just said... No, I mean, look. There is nothing majorly wrong with using Webflow, okay? I don't use it. Doesn't mean you can't use it, right? So let me just get... sorry, can you just bear with me a moment? I've just got to sort this out. Okay, right. So here is how we will be benchmarking the results, okay? So... these are not the actual results, okay? Right, these are not the actual results. In fact, that cost column can come out as well. So here are the, let me just pop these into, let me just pop these into values. So this is the GDP per capita, okay? based on different countries in the world, and we have every country, well, we should have every country in the world, I hope. Well, most of them anyway. So this is kind of like the GDP. Obviously, where we've got values, we've got values. So what this is showing is that the United States, the average GDP per capita is $70,000. Okay, $70,000. The UK is about 40 something, I bet, somewhere down here. Where's it gone? Where's it gone? There you go. UK is about 46. You can just see it there. But this is showing what the capita is. So once I get those values, I will be benchmarking against these values over here. Okay, so that we can try and put things into relation, okay, over how they compare dollars and whatnot. And I know this is like, you could pick faults with this methodology all day long, but it's the best way for me to benchmark the values, but that's what I'll be looking at. So please don't forget to let people know about the survey and get that completed. Michael, I have been playing with Kubio. I've been impressed for it doing a Gutenberg builder. It's Kubio. From memory, I'm not sure if I've ever looked at that. So Rajat cancelled the WP Bakery client. Rest of the client was good. Nice one. That's it. And Rajat, when you look at how much income you're now losing because you cancelled them, to be absolutely honest, you're probably now better off, right? Are you better off after you cancelled that client? Are you feeling better? Are you feeling good? Because even though you lose money, like, look, I've told you a story. Back in early December, there was a PR agent from America. She got in touch, wanted to work with us. Everything seemed okay. She paid a deposit. The next day, she started being very demanding over, do this. And I was like, this is not what we agreed. Go and sort out my hosting. Go and contact my host. Go and find out why one of my URLs is blacklisted. I was like, whoa. This is not what we agreed. Just because you've paid a deposit for web design doesn't mean I go and sort out all of your hosting related issues that are nothing to do with me. That's between you and your host. And then I went, forget it. Here, have a full refund. I don't care that I spent 3 hours doing stuff for you. Just have a full refund. Be gone. Don't want to know anymore. Right? Because, and in total, I can tell you now, the deposit was just under $2,000. It was just under. That was the deposit. The money came in, and 2 days later, the money's gone out. Early December. December sometimes is a busy month or a quiet month, you know, so you think, hey, yeah, client, and then you lose the money. But you know what? I was glad to lose it. Right? Because it's just not worth it. It's not worth the stress that when you're working with a problematic client, one who you can sense now, right, already they're starting to be a bit like stressful. I don't want to be part of it. Right, okay, let me just... Nice one, Gene. Your bricks website went live. Well done. Hi, Dylan. You're Korean, so I don't understand what you're saying. It sounds like you're trying to get me to do something. Okay. Yes, so hi, Dylan. Let me explain again, okay? Right, so if... Yeah, but Heidelum, first, number one, right, you need to kind of stop, because what you're now doing is you're writing. So just stop for a moment, okay? And I'm going to try and explain this in as simple way as I can, okay? Simple way as I can. Don't call your first field image, or call it images. Why don't you call it images, right? Or call it image 1, image 2, image 3. Because then when you come to build it in Elementor or Bricks or Gutenberg, you know that image 2 is image 2. Right? So what you do is, hello, Eddie, how are you? And I'm not going to jump off, Eddie. I will stay here. So here's what you need to do, okay? Rather than calling it image, 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 do you know what happened, Eddie? Let me explain. Raheem went and turned off my internet by accident, and then he turned it back on. And I had a word with him. Don't ever do that again. He accidentally went and turned the plug off. He did turn it on, but then it takes time for the internet and the broadband and everything to kick in, which is a pain. So Heidelum, you don't call it image, image, image. You call it image 1, image 2, image 3. That's what you do. Okay? Does that make sense? And that's what you do. Or you give it a prefix. So let me now say, you might have like superheroes, and you want to know the name of the superhero, the identity. So you go Iron Man, name. Captain America, name. Black Panther, name. Okay? Why can't I think of the names here? I'm being a bit... Ant-Man, name. Okay, you make it specific, Heidelum. That's what you got to do. And I'm sorry if that doesn't clarify enough or you struggle with that. But you may need to seek out some further help from somewhere else or something like that. Eddie, Raheem turned it off. He went over to his PC. He's got a gaming PC in the room next door. And he turned on the switch. But what he did was he went and turned off my internet. So now, after what happened last night, I'm going to... In fact, I should have done it last night. I'm going to go and move the plugs. I'm going to move the internet plug to be way away from his computer plug. Because I do not want that to happen again. Okay? It could have been a serious problem. Can you imagine if I was like doing a conference talk at an event and that happened? I mean, Raheem does know, though, only I'm allowed to touch that plug. So the fact he went over and did it, I understand. Look, he's nearly 8 years old. He knows the plug is there. He went and turned it on because he wanted to play his computer, which he shouldn't have done either without asking me. He's not allowed to turn that on without me saying, yeah, you can go play now. But he went and turned off the internet at the same time. So Heidelum, I'm not sure if what I've said has made sense to you or not, but what you have to think about is the prefix or the suffix of your wording, or you have to think of a different term, image 1, image 2. And what you really need to do is to brainstorm it out. You should have a wireframe right now, a flowchart. Here's my fields, right? I got 10 fields. Inside field number 2, there is a subfield. What is the subfield name? Is there going to be another subfield and another subfield? And if you cannot work that out, then you need to stop and take a deep breath and have a think about what you're doing. Hey, Andrew, how are you doing, my friend? I'm sure you're probably going to be watching the budget right now, and I'm on in the background. I'll watch the budget afterwards because sometimes I prefer to just get the summary and the opinions rather than sit there and watch it live and just kind of go, what are they saying? What does that mean? Does that affect me? No, I think what it is, Pez, is he's trying to use the same field more than once, Pez. So what he's got is... he's got custom field, and then inside of it he's got image and another image, but he's not giving them different names, right? Which makes total sense. Hey, Jack, how are you? Yes, Jack, not seen you for a while. So what you can't do is have image, 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 image. The field type can be an image, but the name has to be differentiated. Image 1, image 2, image 3. Cover image, portrait image. Andrew, elderly neighbour just called. He's a musician, mid-70s. Has a site on Weebly. Wow. but it will be closed in 10 days and he'd like a new website, but doesn't make much money. Well, to be honest, Andrew, I hate to be funny here, Andrew, right? I hate to be funny here, okay? But do you know what I would say to them? Here's how I'd explain it, okay? Let's pretend, okay, 2 people go into Pizza Hut. Pizza Hut, yeah! They go to Pizza Hut. I want a family-sized pizza. I want a spicy special with spicy beef, spicy chicken, jalapenos. I want it to be spicy, spicy, spicy. Eddie, you can only get GPT-4 if you're on the Chat GPT Plus, like you've said. I haven't got Plus yet, but I'm going to hang around and wait to see. Hopefully it comes out onto the standard Chat GPT pretty soon. Right, anyway, they're getting the spicy special pizza, right? Whatever it is, right? And the full cost for the family sized is $20. $20. This person comes in and wants exactly the same pizza. Family size, $20. 20. This one has got money. This one hasn't. This one's not got money. This person here, this person here has not got money. They've got some, but not enough. They go to Pizza Hut. I want the family size, $20. They pay, they get their pizza and they're gone. This person wants the family size $20, but they only offer $10. Oh no, Eddie, I've never felt the need to go to Plus, Eddie. I'll be honest, Eddie, I'm totally fine on the free version. Therefore, there's no need for me to go and do it. I still don't feel the need to rush into GPT-4. I'd rather just wait and see the major benefits of it. Anyway, this person here has only got $10. Is Pizza Hut going to give this person the family-size pizza for $10? No. They'll say to them, you can have the pizza, but you won't get the family size. You will get the regular size. The family size is 12 slices. The family size is 12 slices. You're going to get the basic, which is 4 slices, let's just say, okay? You can't have the big 15-inch. You're going to get the 8-inch, right? You've only got $10. That's all you're going to get. And that is the same psychology, I would say, about web design. So if Andrew, this neighbor, has only got a budget of X, this is what you would charge for a website. This is what you would charge. And they only have a budget for that, then you tell them this is what you're going to get for that. And end of. Because the minute you lower your cost, but you still give them what they would have got here, you'll regret it. Because there comes a point where they will keep taking, and you make it clear to them, look, here's my actual cost. I'll do it for that, but this is all I can do for you for that. I can't do any more because of the time and resources and commitment. And then it impacts on everything else I've got on. And surely they'll understand that. Reno, can I help you? I want to make my own template, but when I slide in my featured image and save it, pictures from another template appear. Well, number one, when you say you want to make your own template, are you using another pre-built template? So Reno, when you say other images appear, did you use another template that was already built? So that's the thing. Hey Martin, how are you doing? Hey B Informatica. Exactly, Andrew. I think I'm glad that you can see where I'm going with it. Pizza Hut are going to go, no, that's our price. But what Pizza Hut would offer you is an alternate. Exactly, right? They'd offer an alternate. They'll go, you can't have the family then. Sorry, you can't afford it. But you can have the basic. You're not going to get as many slices, but you're going to have to make it work. Or you go elsewhere. And that's literally how it is. Right? That's literally how it is. Exactly, $20 is $20. Bard, yeah, I mean, Bard still don't, it'll be intriguing to see what Bard does. Michael, I can get you the wheels for that price. Won't be able to do the tire. Nice one, Michael. Nice one. And that's when we have to always kind of remember the value of what we do, because the amount of times I've done stuff as a favor or for free or whatever for someone, and then you realize you're forever supporting them, and you always sort of go, but I didn't really get value back. Would I do pro bono and take a tax credit? No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't do pro bono, because it's still your time. And if it's your neighbor, it's even worse that it's your neighbor, right? It's even worse for your neighbor if they're your neighbor. Because every time there's a problem with their website, oh, can you do this for me? Oh, can you do that for me? You'll regret it. You'll forever regret it. But if you set your line in the sand now and you go, no, there's a charge for it, and every time there's something extra, there's a charge for it. Look, my neighbour who lives 2 doors down, he does block paving. He's a good friend. I wanted block paving done. I wanted to extend my block paving at the front driveway. Did he do it for free? No. Did he give me mates rates? A tiny bit, but I still had to pay it. I still had to pay a lot for him to dig it all up, to clear stuff out, to then do the block paving in where I wanted it. I still had to pay, and he's my neighbour. His kid plays with my kid. I've known him a long time. Just because you're a neighbour goes out the window. Eddie didn't subscribe to Plus either. Yeah, you see, look, I found I was completely okay with ChatGPT without the Plus. I didn't have to rush into it. Unless they say ChatGPT 4 is not coming out for another year, then I might have to reconsider my position. In fact, I subscribed to Midjourney, and I subscribed to Midjourney end of December. And I did quite a few videos on it in January. Guess how much I've used it in February and March? Guess how much I've used Midjourney? In January, I used it a lot. Guess how much I've used it in February and March? Midjourney. How much do you think I've used it? I'll tell you. Zilch. I've not used it at all in February and March. At all. So there's part of me going, why? I'm paying for this. I've subscribed and I'm paying for Midjourney. I'm not even using it. Whereas ChatGPT, I'm on it like all the time. In between stuff, when I'm writing stuff, oh, shorten this. Can you rewrite this but take away 2 words? Can you XYZ and all of that? Not even used it at all, Paul. Not used it at all. Now, Midjourney 5 does look like a game changer. Zilch means nothing. Zilch. Nothing. But Midjourney 5 does look like a big game changer as well. So maybe I'll start using it again, playing around with it and seeing how it is. But ChatGPT, I'm not going to rush out and get the Plus, because I would like to think the number 4 does come out a little bit soon. I mean, I would say that if you're starting off and you haven't got no testimonial, then doing a free website isn't a bad idea to get your foot in the door. As long as you know it might lead on to other things as well. Just checking the questions coming in. Martin, watched your vid on pop-up from a text link and got it working. I have a label in the form which I want to add a pop-up link to. So you added a link, the page opens okay, change link to open pop-up, and it does nothing. So if you've got a text link and it opens the pop-up. I'm not sure, Martin. I mean, I would say double check that video again. It could be the link, or it might be there's some syntax. Just double check that. Do you know what? I don't really think I've used Bing Chat that much at the moment. I don't. There comes a point where we are slightly being bombarded a lot, aren't we, with lots of different technology and stuff like that. I use ChatGPT a lot, morning, daytime, whatever. I find that if it ever says its capacity, I shut the window down. So what happens is when you go to ChatGPT, and then it goes through to the log screen or takes you straight in. If it ever says capacity, I close it, go back in. I don't refresh anymore. I find that with refresh, it doesn't always work. So I close down and go in. And normally on the second attempt, it then just goes straight in. And you're basically... yeah, I mean, I think I need to play with Bing Chat a little bit more, Andrew. Yeah, I do need to play with it a little bit more, maybe. And that's the thing, right? If Bing Chat is ChatGPT 4 already, then I feel like, why do you need to pay to go for the plus? Yeah, AI PRM is really, really good. The AI PRM Google extension is really, really good, especially when you want to do outrank. So on AI PRM, there's a feature called outrank posts. So what you do is you pop in the URL for someone's high-ranking post, and it literally rewrites that for you. Of course, you would have to go and tweak it more. Don't just use what it gives you. Humanize the words. You know, add in some emotive words. Make it sound like it's coming from a real person. But that you could do. Yeah, that's the one, Martin. Hashtag Elemental. That's what you should be using, yeah. Okay, 15 back and forths are allowed. When you say back and forth, though, do you mean repeated questioning? So when you say back and forth, where you getting it to fine tune, you are only allowed up to 5, now it's 15. Is that what you mean by that? No, to be honest, Eddie, I have looked at other extensions, and all of them claim to be really, really good. AI PRM are behind them sits a very big company. And they are very, they got their own Facebook group as well. They got their own forums as well. They, for me, are, I think, the leader in terms of the extension and the capabilities for ChatGPT. That being said, though, ChatGPT 4 might remove the need for you to have that extension. Maybe ChatGPT 4, you can literally write, how do I outrank this post? How do I do that? Do you know what I mean? So it kind of removes the prompt, maybe. I don't know. Yeah, don't forget to smash like. And if you do know anyone who builds websites, can you please get them to complete the survey I've just done there? Don't care if it's WordPress, Webflow, WixiWix, whatever. What we're after is I want to get a broader, let me let a few people into the group. What we really want is to get as broad a range of worldwide responses, because there is a danger that I might have one person from Costa Rica who's completed it, and it's just one person, and they've got really low values or really high values, and that's the value that gets associated with Costa Rica, which I really, really, really don't want to go down that line when the numbers are small. So if any numbers are below 5, I might have to group them up. I really don't want to do that, though. Ideally, I don't want to do that, but I might have to do that. AIPRM, Eddie. AIPRM, I think, is the leader in terms of ChatGPT Chrome extensions, in terms of what they do. Jack, Jack, you can't post URLs. You can't post URLs into YouTube chat. It won't let you 99% of the time. You might need to send me a link. And by the way, it's below down there, the email, info@websquadron.co.uk. We've only got 15 likes. We've only got 15 likes. You know, we're not doing too well on the likes. Unless anything changes, I'm pretty sure I'll be live tonight with Paul as well in about 7.5 hours time. We're probably going to be talking about businesses and stuff like that. There might be a few words or something in there about ChatGPT 4 as well. It's just checking a question here. Yeah, so it's a pity that ChatGPT 4 doesn't do image creation like Midjourney or stuff like that, Stable Diffusion. You can use it as an input to recognize things, which I think is quite clever as well. But it's a pity it doesn't go that. But is that because Midjourney has its area and ChatGPT has its area? I mean, I wouldn't be upset if ChatGPT was able to do everything all in one. Same with Bing. Same with Bard, right? And of course, the more AI develops, the more we as web designers are going to go, oh no, does this mean we're out of a job? I don't think so. I really do strongly think that web designers are still going to be needed for the finer detail of creating websites and talking to clients. And I'm sure, I mean, some of the clients I work with, in fact, the next 4 jobs, well, 3 because one of them's a repeat, so 4 jobs in total, but the next 3, all 3 of them have tried to do it themselves. So they've tried with GoDaddy, or they've tried with My Listing. In fact, 2 of them have tried with My Listing. One of them even spent, he did tell me this, he's in the last 3 years, he has spent nearly £9,000 working with 2 different developers on his website. Both of them just mucked up, never kept him in the loop, just didn't really deliver on what he wanted. And they have kind of, he suffered for it. And he's come to me. I've given him a good rate because I understand where he is and I want to do the best for him and help him out as well. But he knows what my rates are and he's paying them. But that's the human element, right? Because in some way, AI and all of that is almost like as good as working with someone, a designer or a developer, where you don't speak the same language. Or you tell them what you want to do and they just go and do it. And then what you get back isn't actually what you really, really want or anything like that. So there is big opportunity. I agree with Andrew. And, you know, I think like it might open the door for you to try and do other things as well. Yeah, Michael, Wix and GoDaddy refugees. Pixar, I think a web designer or better said developers, they still have to work with AI, you know. What I think it does is speed up what we do, right? Grammarly helped you write better if you were struggling with prepositions and words and stuff and grammar, basically. Word allows us to do documents. Excel allows us to do lots of funky calculations and drag and all that rather than one by one. Elementor allows us to not now be doing hard-coded websites per se. Midjourney, creating images. Canva. You know, I was a massive Photoshop user. Huge! Now I don't use Photoshop, like, at all. At all. I use Canva for stuff if I need to use it, whatever. There Then you got Midjourney, you know. I mean, presentations. 20 years ago, you'd be creating presentations on PowerPoint. Now, if I need to do a presentation, I'll go onto Canva and I'll create it. I find it easier to do. There's less hassle, and I just find it easier for what I want to do. So ChatGPT is like the evolution, okay? And you could say that communication has always evolved. We started off with probably like movement. Then we went to grunts and sounds and words, or recognizable phonology, whatever, right? Words. Then we move on to signs, then letters, then I don't know what would have come next. Morse code, telegram, phone, mobile phone, email, Yahoo Messenger, MSN Messenger. Then we had Facebook, or other stuff as well. Facebook, Twitter. And it just keeps evolving, right? It just kept evolving. And I feel like things evolve. And, do you know what, Andrew? Now that you've said it, I'm going to look into Bing Chat a little bit more later on today. I'm going to look into it a little bit more later on today. Oh, wow, I've just had a spam email. We are a mobile app development company. We think you would be a really good person to work with. Tell us what kind of app you want. What? We think you would be a really good person to work with. Tell us what kind of app you want. I'll tell you the app I'll give you in a moment if you dare email me a Kenya, little rapscallion. Anyway. Yeah, I mean, what I find funny though, is I used to find PowerPoint, yeah, you're right, very clunky, lots of features, that you don't really need. And now, whenever I do a presentation or what they like to call the slide deck, hey, is your deck ready? When people say this, hey, I've got to go sort my deck out. Just say you're doing PowerPoint. Just say you're doing your slides. Don't make it sound like you're going to go and spin a wheel and create this powerful machine. You're just doing slides, okay? I've got to go sort my deck out. But Canva, for me, is... Yeah, a very good point, Eddie. Why would people visit blogs? At the end of the day, though, I think people will still go to read, because the blog allows you to do comparisons and give the human element, whereas AI might say, here's what you could use. But what I don't get is that real human element. So is it really good? Right? Does it really answer the question? What's the cons of it? Let me just check So Pez has said they paid $44 for processing, and of the 5 items I ordered, only 1 will be delivered. Oh dear, Pez, that's not good, is it? Oh dear, that is not good. Not good at all. I mean, like Andrew says, some people are going to work out what to do with AI and really milk it and make loads of money out of it. I feel like AI is for like giving you possible answers, but blogs are still there for the comparisons, the real comparison. Because if you were to say to AI, what's the difference between, tell me why WordPress is better than Squarespace, it will give you about 5 or 6 stuff probably, right? But if you were to ask someone who's used WordPress and Squarespace, they're probably going to give you finer detail, finer points, the pain, where Squarespace was better and where WordPress won. And sometimes when I want to make a decision, look, when I'm buying a TV, or if I'm buying a new computer or whatever, okay, Amazon is going to give me a lovely description written by the seller. And there might be, and if I go on to ChatGPT and go, hey, is this a good thing? I might get an answer going, yeah, it's really good. But why do we go to the reviews on Amazon? Why, when you're buying something from eBay, do you go to the eBay review? Why do our testimonials matter so much? Because anyone can say, this is the best drink ever. This is the best drink ever. Anyone can say that. Anyone. But I want to get a feeling for what are real people saying. Now, obviously, though, people could still lie as well. People could be paid. Sock puppeting, it's called. Sock puppets. They're paid to put good, wonderful reviews on. But I want to get a feeling. So I sometimes will go and look at what did the 1-star reviews say? What does the 2-star review say? Are they real? Are they faking it? Does it make me stop and think? Do I care? And that's where I feel like blog posts and stuff like that is pretty damn good. Squarespace is based on their template. So yeah, exactly. And that's the reason why, to be honest, Pixar, whenever anyone says to me, why don't you like using Wix or Squarespace? It's for that exact reason. You're stuck in their infrastructure. Your hosting, your everything. You lose control. And when you want to scale up and do other stuff, even with Shopify, you are a little bit stuck within the mainframe, right? And if you don't care, you don't care. But if you are thinking about, it's like saying to someone, look, you can start your business and you can decide where you want to go. Do you want to build it from home, your garage, a warehouse, a unit, a retail store? You can do what you want. But if you're with Wix or Squarespace and even Shopify to a point, and you start your business in the garage, and that's where all your equipment is set up, and now you're growing and your garage can't contain you, you know, you've got too much stock, you can't move from the garage to a warehouse because your entire infrastructure is built on the garage. And that's how I do it. That's how I look at it. What made you go from Wix to WordPress, Pez? I'd love to know that. What made you go from Wix to Squarespace? But that's the analogy that always comes to mind, right? The minute you use a contained infrastructure, that's it. You could even argue it's a bit like some of the tech we use. Some people are very Windows, some are very Mac, right? That is my infrastructure. If I go to a Windows machine, I can take some of my stuff over using OneDrive, but then some of the stuff I like to build and use and work with, iMovies, I'm not going to get on the window without a heck of a lot of hassle. Just like Windows to Mac, you can partition. You know, you could use it, but it's never really the same, is it? Like even your blooming keyboard, right? You know, have you ever, you know, if you're working with Mac and you go and get a third-party keyboard and you have not got like this button here. Sorry, my keyboard's a bit stained. You know, the FN. Or you're missing the command button. And I know you can use control and all that, but if you're missing stuff that you're used to, you feel a little bit like, you know. So WordPress, of course, there is an infrastructure for WordPress as well. All right. It's not like WordPress is like major NASA or anything, but even with WordPress, there are restrictions, but the facilities to do more without being stuck in the garage are pretty big, right? They are. I've used Wix. I've used Squarespace. And I was like, no. And when I used them with the view that I am not going to use WordPress. When Wix first came out, I went all in on Wix. After 3 months, I was like, it's just problem after problem after problem. When I heard about Squarespace, went all in on Squarespace. Problem after problem after problem after problem. I was like, this is not fun. It's not easy. Even if I forget Wix and Squarespace, forget it. Just understand and learn Squarespace. It was like, this is very fiddly. But thank God for page builders, right? Thank God for page builders. So Pez, they needed more in-depth features. Couldn't be done with Wix. Or you've got to pay for premium stuff to do basic stuff that you know you could do on WordPress. Exactly, Pez. I've had clients who, we had one person fitness trainer. They had a Wix website. You know, they wanted to do something extra with appointment. They have to pay a premium for an appointment thing. And one other client I remember telling you about a year and a half ago, they had a website. They were with Wix. They paid nearly $60 in total for a video and 3 images. A video and 3 images they had to pay Wix extra to get out of their marketplace to use. I then showed them on WordPress, in fact Canva, when I moved them to WordPress, that exact same video, the same length of video, and the 3 images I could get for free from Canva. It wasn't even the Canva Pro. That's how scary it was. I said, look, I've just gone onto Canva. I haven't even logged into Canva. We're on the free version. There's your video and there's your 3 images. The exact same thing. And they paid $60 for that. Like, what? Andrew got started on Weebly. Wow. Ooh. Brings back memories, that does, you know. Brings back memories. Jack, my son started secondary in September. Got to have a laptop. No Apple products allowed. No Apple allowed. I can kind of understand that, though. But then again, I would question and say, if everything is online, why can't you have Apple? That's the question I would raise. But then again, is it because they're using Microsoft? I don't know. What are they? I don't know. What are they using? What are they using whereby... That's a bit of a weird one, Jack, isn't it? I would question that. Why is Apple not allowed? Yes, do you mean Netscape Navigator? Or was it Composer? Oh, I can't remember now. I remember Netscape Navigator. Hey, Simon, how are you doing? Yeah, Pez, I mean, Wix was problematic. Yeah, I mean, personally, I think that every solution out there is good for if it works for you. So Wix, sorry I shouted then, Wix is good if it works for you. Squarespace is good if it works for you. Breakdance is good if it works for you. All of these things are good for you. But I think I'm one of those where, like, WordPress was a game changer in terms of building websites. The reason why I left WordPress in about I think it was 2010, 2011. The reason I left it was because, no, it was before that, in fact. I think it was 2009. Might have been 2009, 2000, I don't know. The reason I left WordPress was because I felt there was only so much I could do with it. And I was getting a bit bored with it. But that's where page builders helped bring, I think, for me, a lot of us back into WordPress territory. We always wanted something nice. We all wanted something sparkly. And I feel like when the iPhone first came out in 2007 and I had the first iPhone, your view of what you wanted started to change. You wanted things that were more interactive. You wanted things that were dazzling. You know, and WordPress felt stagnant. But thankfully, page builders started to come along and started to make us realise, well, you want something interactive and sparkly, go and build it then. Go and add in what you want. Oh, yes, Michael, you're right. Composer, for Netscape. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, front page. Do you know what? I never liked front page. I know a lot of people that liked front page. I never ever liked front page. I just could not. I just didn't like it. Hey, NRCM, how are you doing? Exactly, mate. Yeah. You know, once page builders started arriving, we've had so many different versions, right? We've all gone through the Visual Composer route, or we've tried Beaver or whatever. You know, we've tried different things. And then, you know, and that was my problem, though. Working with clients or for myself, the amount of money you were spending on buying a template and buying a theme and then having to code it or speak to the developer, and then you have to wait for them to get back to you, or they never got back to you, or they said, well, it's not my problem. You know, you knew what you were buying, and you always felt not really. I know people that use Joomla. I looked at it, but I felt like it was probably just more work than I really wanted to do, if I'm honest. If I'm really honest, it was just more than I really wanted to do. I love that, Pez. When you came back to WordPress, you started with the Composer, Visual Composer. 3 days later, he went to Divi. 1 day later, he went to Elemental. I don't want to say I'm similar, but I have played around with lots of different ones. Hated, didn't feel comfortable. I had a look at Divi, didn't really get it and use it, but had a good look at it. And then at the same time, I was looking at Elemental, I remember, and I was like, Elemental, Divi, Elemental, Divi. Okay, let's just try out with Elemental. And then over time, you know, it just started, you know, growing, getting better. And I think, you know, for all the criticism some of us have thrown at Elemental, you know, and stuff like that. By the way, please, if you have not already, can you please share this survey? If you have not already, I really need you to share that survey, because we need to get more people to complete it. So far, there was 97 people before I started the live chat. I need more people to complete that survey. All right, it takes 2 minutes to do. It's free. There's no sign up. I do not collect any email. There's no mailing list subscription. It's completely free, but please, I need to get more people in on it. I don't get why there are so many websites out there that are still using WP Bakery either. In fact, I do not understand why. Can you all please explain to me, right? And some of it might be legacy websites, but can you please explain to me, why are people still using WP Bakery and Visual Composer? Can anyone give me a logical reason, other than the fact it might be a legacy website that's never been updated, but can anyone give me a logical, reasonable reason why anybody is... Jack, here it is. There's the survey. There's the link. There's the link. The survey is there. So, survey. Right? It's quick and easy to do. It's a Google form. I want to get the results out on Monday. I want to get the results out. I want to... The closing date is in 2 days' time. Closes in 48 hours. In fact, closes in 48 hours. And I want to analyze it over the weekend and get the results out to you on Monday. Yeah, so why... I mean, that's a good point, Pez. A lot of themes are built on Bakery as well. I don't get it. I don't know, Andrew. I don't know. I mean, yeah, I mean, I think what everyone is saying is right. It could be tied to a theme, and that's probably what it is. I mean, 9 times out of 10, that is the reason. But I don't know. I just don't get it. I just always feel like... What? Oh. How many? Okay, this is now for all of you, okay? So at the moment, we've got 25 people, I think, watching right now. We've only got 21 likes, but we've got 25 people, so hit the like button if you can. How many of all of you, we've got 26 watching now, how many of all of you, in fact, can you tell me, can you do this? Can you please put down what would you say you are an expert in using? Okay, so I'm going to put those two. I'm going to say Elemental Bricks. Take care, Eddie, take care. Look after yourself. Put down what you are comfortable using. So I would love to see how many of you put Bakery and Visual Composer. How many? Put down what you like using. I mean, I can use Wix. I can use Squarespace. I can use Gutenberg, but I'm not going to say that I would want to build a website with them. I'm not at that level to build a website with them. So what would you say you could easily build a website with? How many of you can actually add in WP Bakery and Visual Composer or Webflow? What are we getting? I mean, I'm guessing a lot of you are going to be WordPress anyway, because I don't think we get a lot of Webflow people joining these live chats. I can understand why, but I don't think we're going to get a lot of them joining. You know, how many here? How many are like, yeah, I'm not, and by the way, I'm not criticizing anyone here or name and shaming. No, I'm just saying if you had a client come through right now and say, hey, I've got a Visual Composer website, how many of you could go, yeah, no problemo. Hasta la vista, baby. I can do it. Right? I can do it. Bring it on. Alex's Dreamweaver. Ooh, nice. At the moment, Gutenberg does feel backwards because I just don't think it's there yet with presentation and the way we do things. Andrew, you are more of an expert or more equipped to work with Elementor than someone who's never used Elementor. Remember that. And when you have clients who don't build websites, you are more of an expert and you know more. Believe in yourself, okay? Matty check. Bakery gives him post-traumatic stress. Oh dear. But yeah, if anyone here is comfortable with it, and that's what I mean then, right? So here's the reason I've asked you the question, right? Here's the reason why I've asked the question. A lot of these developers that are building templates and themes using Composer or Bakery, I think they know that they are limiting the support that client's going to get, right? So what they're doing is they're almost shoehorning you into using them as support, or you've got to buy in and renew every year or so. Because if you don't renew, or you don't use them, or you pay for support or whatever, or custom work, if you don't do that, you're not going to get the support elsewhere. Does that make sense? Oh, NRCM, you said you're building a... Okay. Can you see my email below? When you do get it built, please do let me know more about it. I'd love to know more about that, okay? So NRCM or NERCOM Web Design. When you've got it built, can you please get in touch? I'd love to know more about that. Twisted Spire, Dreamweaver, it is a flashback. It is. I'm pretty sure Dreamweaver takes me back to like 1995 or sometime a long time ago. Yeah, do you know what? I just don't feel like Guten and Generate Press is fully there yet. I just don't think it's fully there yet. Heidelab, do you think WordPress can build a website to watch movies online? Well, it depends. If you are fetching the video from Bunny CDN, then yes, you could do that. But it would also depend on what kind of movies you're talking about. If it's pirate movies, I can't advise on that. But yes, you could probably fetch and do stuff like that. I know, I saw Diego's notepad and I chuckled inside. Internally, I did have a nice chuckle. John, think of the word expert as knowledgeable than someone who doesn't know how to do it. For instance, a bus driver is more of an expert in driving a bus than me. So think of it like that. Think of it as in terms of knowledge. NRCM. Same thing. I do. And please do get in touch when you've developed whatever it is you're developing, okay? Please do let us know more about that. You know, please share some details. Maybe you want me to do a review video on it. I don't know. But please do reach out when you get to that stage, okay? Look, I've been live now for 1 hour and how long have we been live? We've been live for 1 hour, 20 minutes. I'm going to call it a day now. I'm going to call it a day. So I'm going to give you all the 2-minute warning. I want to say thank you to everyone that's been here. We've got 2 minutes before we jump out. So yeah, I mean, I'm going to be cracking on with some stuff later on today. I am going to have a bit more of a look at Bing Chat. I've had a look at it, not a deeper look, mainly because I'm so used to using ChatGPT. I will have a deeper look at Bing. Please don't forget to do this survey. Like, I can't stress this out, okay? If you are part of a forum or Twitter or LinkedIn or Facebook, please share the survey link. I want to get more people. There's only 48 hours. It closes in 48 hours. 48 hours. Please, please, please. You got to share that out, okay? You've got to share it out because we want to get a good view. There's no sign up. There's no subscription. There's no mailing list. There's no email collected, right? There's nothing in it for me other than data to analyze and give you the results and benchmark and do that. Maddie, are you struggling to do the templates? Is that you saying you wish you email me? Maddie, can you email me? All right, Maddie, can you email me? Yeah, take care, Michael, Pez, everyone else, Tower Kangas, everyone there. Please, please, please do share that survey out. Okay, it's really important. 48 hours left to go before I close that off. I might leave it open for a bit more. Here's the link. Here's the link. There's the link. There's the link. I've just posted it again, Jack. There's the link. You can't miss it. Right, how many have we got at the moment? So let me tell you how many have completed it so far. So before the live chat, there was 97. Right now, we have got 103. So I've had 6 more people complete the survey since we started the live chat, but we're only at 103. That is a small number. I need a bigger number. Okay, everyone? All right, take care. I will catch you all soon. Stay safe, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.